They cannot be admitted into court. If these people turn up at some point later, let's say when the case proceeds, and the court makes orders for witness statements to be produced, if they produce witness statements, and in a witness statement you have to name who is giving the witness statement, you have to certify that what you say in the witness statement is true, and you have to be prepared to turn up in court to be cross-examined on the contents of your witness statement, which will stand as your main evidence in court. When it gets to that, we're in a different ball game, but we are very far from that now. And we must understand how the process works. And we cannot, in fact, if we don't want the process to work like this, because we think is a politician involved, and politicians are the scum of the earth for some of us, bear in mind that what we're saying, any unscrupulous individual, any individual who has little or no good in his sinews can turn up at the Supreme Court registry and can file a paper making the vilest allegations against any one of us. And so long as the document is filed in court, media would have all right to publish it without embellishment, publish as is. And by the mere publication by media, we are being told we need to step aside to clear our names. And the process has not even started to work. If this principle is what we want, we will continue to be led by donkeys. And the lions will take their seat, as I heard Dominic Cummings, the most senior advisor to Boris Johnson, now disclosing to a special committee that the UK was not ready for coronavirus because they were not looking in the right direction. And he said he cannot imagine how he, so unlearned in all things, so whatever, how is it that he came in the position he's in? How is it that Boris Johnson has become the Prime Minister? We are in an era, he said, where the donkeys are leading the lions. And if we don't watch it, in Jamaica, that is exactly what we're going to have. So it would be good. It would be good for the collective integrity of political parties if their members, particularly their senior office holders, are above reproach. And it would be good if people practice to step aside when something comes up to clear their names. But in this case, where the police have done what the police needed to do and could not find these phantom people, and then this lady in her defense comes up with these phantom statements signed by redacting these faceless, nameless individuals. You're telling me that the man who stands accused by faceless, nameless people must step aside to clear his name? The very name he brought the action to clear? And special interest groups coming out to call on him to step aside on the basis of this? Remember that our time will come. The Supreme Court registry is there for all of us then. And anybody can file a paper against me and you with the vilest, most cruelest allegations, with no truth. And you don't even get the chance to have the court strike it out as being inadmissible hearsay because people are saying, oh my God, him really do this? Do what? So, particularly for the vice presidents of the PNP, and I heard a clip from my friend Floyd Morris supporting the call for Dayton Campbell to step aside. I don't agree with it. This entire matter and how things are unfolding, it is clear to me that the court is being used to further a political end. If at some point in time these people do show up and properly put their names down and show their faces, or if they don't want to show their faces, or if they don't want to put their names because of the fear that accompanies everything, and I understand the fear, and they go through the proper procedures in court and get an order from the court for protection. If they do that, I would be willing to hear them. But for right now, they're not to be heard. They cannot be heard in the way that they have sought to be heard. And it is not right that it is to be used against somebody in this way. In fact, if they don't turn up, the damages we couldn't compute in monetary terms what is to be paid to Dayton Campbell for the wrong that has been done to him because of the publication of this information. Remember that life is a circle. You, the political actors, the circle connects at every point on the circle. And when you overextend in an unprincipled way driven by politics, you end up being contortionists. But if you remind yourself it's principle over politics and personality, more often than not, you will make the right decisions, even in very difficult circumstances. They cannot be admitted into court. If these people turn up at some point later, let's say when the case proceeds, and the court makes orders for witness statements to be produced, if they produce witness statements, and in a witness statement you have to name who is giving the witness statement, you have to certify that what you say in the witness statement is true, and you have to be prepared to turn up in court to be cross-examined on the contents of your witness statement, which will stand as your main evidence in court. When it gets to that, we're in